Hi friends, Morah Tzippy here. So in my house we are preparing for Shabbat and I'm going to do that now by making challah, and you are going to follow along and watch me make my challah with my recipe and all my ingredients that I need right here. So the first step is to take a whole bag of flour, and we are going to split this bag of flour, which is 5 pounds. A lot of challah and it's very heavy. We're going to put half the bag in one bowl and half the bag in another bowl. Okay, just little by little until we empty the whole bag even in the 2 bowls that we have. Oops, that's supposed to happen. Okay, so once we do that, what we need to do is clean up a little bit. Perfect. So now what we need to do is we need to take these 2 bowls and we need to put a hole in them. So we're going to take a little spoon and we're going to make a hole in the middle of the bowl. Just like this, see? We're going to take the bowl and we're just going to push some of the flour aside to get a hole in the middle. And then we're going to do that for both bowls. Make a little hole in both bowls, and in those bowls we are going to put some yeast, warm water, and sugar. So I have my recipe here. We need in each bowl 2 tablespoons of yeast. So 1, 2, and here as well 1 and 2. So 2 tablespoons of yeast, 1 cup of water that is warm or room temperature. Either one is fine. So 1 cup and 1 cup. Pour that right in the middle there. And the last thing we need is 3/4 cup of sugar. So I have my sugar here. I'll get my 3/4 cup. I'm going to pour it in here. Now I like to use sugar because it makes the challah light and fluffy, and honey is very heavy. So I use sugar for mine, and it is organic cane sugar, which is just plain old sugar that is just a little bit healthier, but it's still sugar, but it's for a special reason, which is Shabbat. So it's okay, we're gonna do it for this. So what we now do is cover this up and we let it sit with these ingredients in it for about 15 minutes. And after those 15 minutes, then we're gonna do step 2 of making my challah recipe. So we will be back. The next time you see me, we will be ready for step 2. Okay friends, I'm back. It has been 15 minutes and the dough has been able to sit with these ingredients, and the yeast is now bubbly and ready for us to make our challah. So I'm gonna put some gloves on because I might have to touch the dough, and I do not like touching any food with my hands. It's cleaner to have gloves on, so I use a lot of gloves. So now that we have this ready, we are going to do the rest of our recipe. So our recipe is now, we are going to put 2 tablespoons of salt, which I have right here. And we're just gonna pour this here in our bowl. 1 and 2. And we have to put in 1 egg. So we are going to crack our egg into a glass bowl that we can see the ingredients. I'm sorry, that we can make sure there's no blood, sorry. Because we know that there cannot be blood for the egg to be kosher. So now we're gonna pour it into our bowl. And now we need half a cup of oil. So we're using some avocado oil. I like it because it does not have a taste. You really cannot taste the oil so much. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour half a cup of oil, and I keep this out because as the challah is being made, the dough is being made, I like to pour a little bit of oil if I see that it's a little dry. So I'm gonna keep that right by my KitchenAid. So I'm gonna pour the half a cup of oil, and then we need 1 1/4 cup of warm water, which is right here. Okay, so I'm gonna get our water to warm up while I bring over this KitchenAid. And I'm gonna keep this here handy because we are going to need it again. So now I'm gonna lock our KitchenAid in place. Put it in right. Ooh, okay, there we go. And I'm gonna add our warm water now. Okay, so I have my water. So now we're gonna add our 1 1/4 cup of room temperature water to our bowl. And we are going to slowly start mixing it. I always start on the lowest setting, and we very slowly start mixing the challah. And as it starts to move, we then make it faster. But we start on the slowest setting, and we work our way up. Okay, so while this is mixing, I'm going to take our second bowl and put in all the ingredients in it, and I will be right back with you when I have my 2 bowls ready. Okay, so I put my ingredients in my other bowl. I put it in the blender that I have here, the mixer, and I mixed it up, and now I have both bowls of dough here in this bowl. And you can see that the dough is ready when you can push your finger into it and it doesn't pop right back up or stay deep. You see how it's slowly rising to the top? So that is how you know that the challah dough is ready. So we are gonna let this rise. We're gonna put it to rise covered for about an hour to 2 hours. And but before I do that, I take some oil and I spray one side of it, then I turn it over and I spray the other side of it. And you could just do this by pouring some oil on your hands and, you know, patting it like this. So however you want to do it it's great either way. So now I'm gonna take my towel, I'm gonna cover it, but before I take it and cover it, I'm gonna pour some warm water on top of the towel so that the heat helps it rise and be very fluffy, and it's gonna be to the tippy top of the bowl. So then I'm gonna push it back down, let it rise a little teensy bit more, and then you're gonna help me braid this challah. See you soon.